To power on LuViva, simply press the power button on the HHU. As you will notice, the light is green and flashing, meaning everything is operating as it should. It'll take a few minutes for the device to fully power on. Once it has completely loaded the software, it will show that on the monitor. The device is now ready to begin testing. This is what the home screen will look like on the monitor. We're going to make sure we have a USB plugged into the monitor, and you're simply going to rotate the monitor and you will find two USB slots here. Insert a USB drive into either of these slots. To begin the test, we will simply press the button that says Begin Test. Our first requirement, step 1, is to enter patient information. We would need to make sure that we have a valid birth date. All of this information can be customized to your clinic, where you can put in as much or as little information as you need. We currently have everything being displayed. Patient's first name, patient's last name, patient ID, the operator's name, and then the clinic's name. With everything done, the button is green and highlighted for Continue. The next step, step 2, is entering in the referring criteria for this patient. If you're using this device for triage, this would be the last PAP results that the patient had received. If you're utilizing this device for screening, you're going to select negative with other factors. Press Continue. We're at step 3 for calibration. For calibration, we're going to attach the calibration tube to the HHU. The calibration tube is simply a hollow plastic tube. It is black because we're trying to prevent light from going into the vaginal cavity. It does have a specialized coating within to prevent reflection of light. And then the cap itself has special paper. This paper is used in essence for white balance in calibration to make sure that we are getting the correct results. On the side that attaches to the HHU, you'll see there is a flange with a green dot. This green dot is the RFID tag. To attach the cervical guide to the HHU, you're simply going to align the notches to the pins on the HHU. And there's also a helpful drawing on the HHU. Simply churn. You'll hear a soft click, and that's how you know the cervical guide has been correctly attached. You do want to verify that the cervical cap is nicely attached to the end. Simply redock the HHU and press Start Calibration. During calibration, the device is doing its own testing. It's testing the computer, the lamp, and all the other components within the device to make sure that everything is working properly before the actual scan. If there's any problems found within this time, you would be notified. Once calibration is complete, you're now at step 5. This is when the patient can be prepared for the examination. The patient's brought in, a speculum has been inserted into her vaginal cavity. We are applying nothing to the cervix. We're simply just going to use gauze to wipe off any excess mucus or blood. Once that has been done, we will simply insert the cervical guide through the speculum until we touch the cervix. Undocking the HHU with the cervical guide, I'm going to remove the cap and dispose of this. Press Continue. We now have a live video feed on the monitor. The brightness of this view can be adjusted here by simply touching. And once again, simply going through a speculum until we touch the cervix, with the goal of having good contact with the cervix. Once contact has been made, one can simply press the Start Scan on the monitor or press the trigger button on the HHU. I'm choosing to press the trigger button on the HHU. During scanning, light is simply scanning the cervix. The patient does not feel anything. There's no heat, it does not tickle, and there's no discomfort to her. The scan takes a little over 1 minute, and then you have an instant result. Once again, we are in demonstration mode, so this is going a bit faster than what would happen in real life. The first screen that you will see is to make sure that the os has not moved too much during the scan. We want to make sure that's as much as the center of the circle as possible. If everything looks good with the before and after image, we would select yes. If too much movement had taken place, we would select no, and you can re-scan the patient. You can scan the patient 2 more times after this with the same cervical guide. After which we're being told to discard the cervical guide. Simply unlatch the cervical guide from the HHU and dispose of it. It cannot be reused. Next, we are able to go into, as a reminder, LuViva acts as a test and a laboratory all in one, and that's why we have our results instantly. In this demonstration, it is stating that LuViva results are high. This patient has a high likelihood of SIN 2 or above. Other options would be low or moderate. We press the image review button, that screen. In this box, there is a white box, and this is magnified. This is 5 times larger than what the human eye sees, and this is 20 times larger. The clinician can go in here and select certain areas of the cervix and build a customized report. These images will be captured here, and then to see what the final report would look like, you would press View Report, and it is compiled as a PDF. The LuViva report form captures all the information that you had entered in on that patient. First name, last name, operator name, and clinic, if you so choose to have those on there. It also captures the cytology input, the LuViva result, and your quality assurance. By pressing page down, you then can view the larger images that you wanted to build for your customized report. Once you're finished reviewing the report, press Close, save the report, and you're done. Exit test, clean the instrument, and you're now ready to begin testing another patient. To power off LuViva, simply press the power button on the monitor. The device will shut down automatically.